Hello my friends, welcome to this week's Happy Rad Fun Times challenge from Wise Wonders. My name is Katie and I'm the education coordinator here at ZooMontana, and we are teaming up with Wise Wonders to give you your weekly challenge. Now this month's theme is all about food, right? So your challenge is to find a food web in nature or figure out where you are in a food web. Now what's a food web? A food web explains how all living things in an area interact with each other via food. Basically, who eats who. Now, food webs are everywhere that there are living organisms, and there are even different levels based on what different animals eat. Also, every living thing relies on the sun, either directly or indirectly, and I'll talk about that here. Now, you can do this activity from your bedroom window or from your house window, from your front yard. I live in an apartment building and I was able to do this just looking out my window. If you need help figuring these things out, there'll be some helpful links down at the bottom to figure out what animals you're seeing. But try to use your brain and see if you can figure out what animals you're seeing and how they might interact with each other. Now here is my food web. So food webs are about, again, who is interacting with who. So right here I have a red-tailed hawk that I saw. So the hawk eats things like songbirds and mice. I saw a songbird in one of the trees that has lost its leaves in my apartment complex. And I also did some research. Songbirds eat things like bugs and grass seeds. So I drew my grass down here. And finally, grass uses sunlight to make their food. Grass is a living thing, and so are all other plants. So they have to be included in your food web, right? And again, that sun is very important. Now I mentioned earlier that the sun is directly or indirectly tied to every organism. And what I mean by that is that if the sun wasn't there for plants to make their food, then the songbirds and mice and other animals wouldn't be able to have food, which means they wouldn't exist, which also means that the secondary consumers, the hawks and the other carnivores, also wouldn't have food either. So everything relies on the sun, even if it's not directly. Now, if you're a little bit older, you might have learned about food webs in school, including these words here: primary producer, primary consumer, and secondary consumer, as well as maybe other words. So if you are an older kid who's heard these words before, I challenge you to make a more complicated food web than this. If you are just wanting to have a fun web, pick at least 3 organisms, if not more, and create your own food web from right outside your house. Thanks, friends. We'll see you next time on our Happy Rad Fun Times challenges. Bye.